This is L from Apprehensive Perception. Glad you guys came and visit. This is Apprehensive Perception, a mind control elimination workshop. It's designed to have us critically think of topics and subject matter that's before us and every day, and just give individuals the opportunity to look at a subject from a different perspective and no longer be apprehensive towards new material, but receptive of that material and go and seek the knowledge, whether it's book knowledge, knowledge that you go and speak to other beings about, or you go and do your research online. And this particular subject matter, and it's going to be a short one. I'm going to make all these short that I'll be placing here. I was asked about online, how things are true and not true online. So what's true and what's not true online? Okay. First of all, the online sessions, the www, the World Wide Web, online access interfaces, all these things, the whole program, the whole system has been set up and designed by higher level beings. What is that I'm saying? I'm saying the internet is controlled and ran by other beings. So if you don't believe that, then you tell me who's running the internet. Okay, so somebody's going to say, oh, it's a bunch of series of servers, like, Google and all that, and they run all these servers, and that's true. They do have servers, they have rooms of servers, buildings of servers, whole complexes full of servers. The government has servers. And for those of you who know about IT, know what servers are, and those who don't, servers are a storage facility that stores information and allows you to have access to certain information, and it runs on an algorithm, and it gives you back what you give it. So if you're researching some particular subject matter, to give you back other additional subject matter to chase. Now, it gives you that based on what you put in and based on the algorithm that tells to lead you in a certain direction. Okay, so you have to ask the right question. And when you ask the right question, it knows that you're looking for specific information, and it will give you another direction to go in to keep you from finding out the information that you really truly are seeking. That's the bottom line. It's nothing more, nothing less. Now, within that, the information that you do get, then you have to get that information and analyze that information and think about the writer and think about what the subject matter is and what the information that you received, and then sit down and don't lean into your understanding that you believe it is, but literally listen to what they have said. Okay, so that's how you critically think. You listen to what someone's saying, not what you think they're saying, but listen to what the words are. And if you don't want to know what a word means, you need to go and look it up and see what they say that the word means. And now once you find out what the word means, now you need, or the etymology of the word, then you need to go into and decide the subject matter that you in. How does that word fit in the subject matter? Okay, so that tells you the definition based on how they're using it. So that's just some 101 on, doing a little research when you're dealing with online. So understand that online segments are controlled and they're ran by a specific group that maintains and monitors the system. So it is information that is dropped down into the system. Any system or any information that you need to get, it will know to steer you into a different direction. Any sites that you try to get into and ask specific questions in regarding to a specific thing that you ask, it will be directed in the direction that they want you to go in, not necessarily the direction you want to go in. So you have to start thinking about what it is that you're trying to seek, and you have to find out some of the additional words and the language that they use in order to find out about an entity or a biological entity, exotic craft, exotic vehicles, exotic weaponry, energy weapons, biological weapons, biological metallic or biological metal weapons, biological chemical weapons. You see, and those are typical words that we use, so they already know, and they're going to be directing those things into a different direction. So one of the best ways in order to find out the language to use, and now this is something else of a 101, most, uh, let's say jobs or agencies speak in a specific language. Now, most people probably won't get this far on these segments because it's not interesting to them. They want to hear something else. A lot of people don't want to hear this type of information because it's boring to them, and that's fine. So those who do listen, whenever you get around to it, then here's a jewel I drop. Every agency speaks in a specific language. When you talk in computers, you talk computer language. When you're talking about doing IT, you speak in IT language. When you're talking about food, you talk about food in specific languages. You start talking about recipes, and you start talking about the types of food and meats and ingredients that you add into your recipe. And then when you're talking about recipes, when you're dealing with chemical agents and putting something together, what do you call that? Ding, 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 ding. A formula. Okay, so it's the way that you put in the ingredients to create either a recipe, or you creating a formula, or in technology, you creating an algorithm, or you creating a software program. So there's certain things you need, ingredients you need to add into the program in order for it to be produced. And then when you're talking to someone about that, you need to talk to them in a specific programming language. When you're talking dentistry, you're talking about dentistry information. When you're talking about medical, you're talking in a medical language. When you're talking about cars, you're talking in automotive language. When you're talking about painting, you're talking about, you know what I mean, the types of canvases and the oils and ink and the type of pigments that you use in order to perform and create your individual subject and artist piece. When you're talking about music, you're talking in musical language. Half notes, whole notes, crescendos. You understand? You talk about light bulbs. You're talking about filaments and types of glass that you use in order to do them. You're talking about electricity. You're talking about wire and wire gauges and the type of ohms that is going to give out resistance, capacitors. You see? So you change your vocabulary based on the subject matter. Although some of it can be used interchangeably, but based on the subject matter is how you speak. So if you're doing research on what is a human, and no one is going to be able to explain that to you. So I had a lot of kickback and feedback on, oh man, people don't want to get involved in helping find out what humans are because we already know. No, you don't know, because nobody knows what a human is. A human is a label, is a tag, just like saying that you're uh, black or white or Egyptian or whatever. It's just labels and tags. The bottom line is, what is that? Okay, so that's why I use the word beings. Right? Being is something that exists, that's created, that's there. So you just have to decide what type of being you are, and because there is no so-called human, but you notice they say human being. You see, so the word being, we still go back to what is human. It's just a tag. It's the original people that are from this planet. Okay, no matter how archaic they may appear, they are the humans, and the rest of you are either not clones, but you're going to be offshoots of that, or you're not from any of that at all, and you're some other kind of being from some other planet, some other plane, some other dimension. You understand? Or maybe from Middle Earth. You understand? So there's different dimensions of light and angles and this type of thing. We're reaching up our 10-minute mark. We had about 9:40, 9:50, in seconds. So we're somewhere around there. So the point is here is that we need to evaluate how we approach research. I've probably changed topics and went off topic, but it's like some of this stuff we need to set a foundation in order for us to progress and move forward. So, let's get the foundation set and let's go keep moving with it. But you see, we got to at least set a foundation.